at the time when I started with Major Figures, nobody, Philly had no rappers that were on outside of Will Smith and the Roots. Will Smith and the Roots were
the only
people that represented Philly on hip hop. Yeah. So when me and the Figures started doing it, and then you had Siegel and them, well, you had Siegel initially.
Yeah.
Like we met Siegel, we weren't on yet. We met Siegel like the same week he met Jay-Z. Like the same week. Like when I met him, he like, yo, dog, I was just up there with Jay-Z and like jumped on 2 songs. Like we met like that same week. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we had a camaraderie right from the rip. You know what I'm saying? And like we went to South Philly to a garage they used to be in and whatnot. And they heard us rap. And they're like, yo, where y'all niggas from? We like North. So we started going down there every day. And every day we would go down and be more people down there and whatnot. And that's how I kind of like started. You know what I mean? Us. And then we knew P. Crack. And we do Freeway. You know what I'm saying? We used to record at Rug Crib in the basement. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so a lot of people that got on, we all kind of knew each other before record deals and all that came into play. You kind of knew who was dope and who would make it and who wouldn't.
And then, because in that era, y'all had the people you named, and you also had Most Wanted.
We had Philly Most Wanted.
You
met them.
Journalists.
Yeah.
I went to a studio as a pup. They wanted me to meet a guy named Said Sinatra.
That's my OG.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my OG right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said Sinatra. It was, and that was like, that's a lot of Philly artists was on during that moment. And I don't think it's been the same since then.
No, it has.
That's a lot of artists on at one time.
Yeah.
You know, and I might be missing somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
Ram Squad.
Ram Squad.
So that's like how many groups is that was on at one time in Philadelphia? You know?
The energy was different back then.
Yeah.
It was. And I got a funny story about your cousin and Nam and them. So Gil and I, when still with Suave House, when they were trying to sign me, we let him. The owner of Suave House, Tony Draper, had some meetings for Gil in New York.
Okay.
He was trying to get him on, I don't know if it's a XXL cover or something like that, but we had a couple meetings in New York. So we go up there, and while we at Def Jam, Mysonne and his whole camp was up there.
Okay.
All right. Gil had battled Mysonne already. I was there it was me and Gil that was in there when he battled Mysonne and went down in front of Hov and them. So we back up there for another meeting. Mysonne and his whole camp was in Def Jam. So while Gil is in his meeting, I'm in the hall chilling. They got a cipher going on.
Yeah.
So I go over, I join the cipher. What I don't know is all of them are together.
Yeah.
So a couple of them rapping. I'm like, well, I feel like they're going
at
right.
Damn, that's crazy.
Now, back in that day, I had verses for days. So I start going back.
Yeah.
And as I'm going back, I get one dude out the way, another dude to step up. Get dude out the way, another dude step up.
Yeah.
Now, it's people that's in the office, because we're in the office,
Yeah.
that start like gathering around and whatnot. So this girl, she come up. So I was like, girl. So she spit. She tried to go second. I said, oh, you playing. Okay. I give her something, get out of the way.
Yeah.
So they got this wild Busta Rhymes like dude. He come up. I get him out the way.
Yeah.
So finally, my son steps up, right? And he in the middle of his verse and kind of stumbled. And when I jumped in, Chris Lighty was like, ho, we ain't doing it. Because he was signing Chris Lighty.
Yeah.
Like, ho, we ain't doing that. Now, the wild part was, Hov was there and seen it and he pulled me to the side because they were trying to sign us. Like, Seaway took Spade and all them up there and had us meet him in New York. And Jay-Z wanted to sign us and whatnot. So when he saw that, they pulled me to the side and whatnot. I was like, yo, got my phone number, reach out to me. Like, because they were trying to seal a deal with Major Figures signing with Parker. So
I was going to ask that.
We go up to so the next day, we go up to New York for another meeting that Gil had. So when we at Def Jam, I'm trying to see what room they in. So I open the door. It's all the dudes I battled the day before. Right?
In the room.
Ice grilling me, right?
Yeah.
So I peek in, I just laugh. I close the door. Right? So then we go get something to eat. So while we at dinner with Tony Draper, Puff comes. Like, we have no idea. Like, Puff just walks up to the table. So I'm like, man, it's Puff. And this is Puff, like, after Biggie. So he come up, speak to the table. He whispers something to Tony Draper. So Draper's like, yo, when we leave here, we going over to Daddy House Studio. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we leave, we get over to Daddy House Studio. So when we go upstairs, he had an apartment that was next. The studio was here, and he had an apartment that was next to it. So we went to the apartment. Like, it had wood floors that you had to take your boots off where you could come in. Whatever wood this was, you couldn't walk with shoes on this joint. So we come in. So it's just Puff and like his assistant in there. And it's me, Gil, my man Tino, and Tony Drake. So Puff like, yo, I heard y'all nice. He was like, man, Philly cats out here and they starting to do their thing. I heard y'all nice. I want to hear y'all battle somebody though. So in my mind, I'm like, how you go from I think y'all nice to I want to hear y'all battle? That was weird to me, right? So he was like, yeah, man, it was this young cat we had up here all week. Yeah. And he going on and on, but he never said who it was. Yeah. So we just listening. It was weird to me to hear somebody say, I think you nice, but I want to hear you battle somebody. So he says, yeah, man, because Bathgate, this, that, and the other. So he was talking about this guy named Billy Bathgate, who was from Harlem. And Gil had killed him already at Priority already. Yeah. So I was like, yo, Gil killed him already. So he's like, what? Bathgate? He was like, yeah, a couple months ago. And then I said, man, I battled Mysonne and them yesterday at Def Jam. Yeah. So Puff like, Mysonne? Yeah. I said, yeah, nigga, Mysonne. Right. So he like, I got his number. I said, nigga, call him. Right. So he get the phone, he called. Yo, I got these Philly cats up here saying, I mean, he went on you yesterday. I grabbed, man, yeah, you remember what happened yesterday? Right. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, son, we on our way. Nigga, I'm here. Right. Get the phone back. So now Puff talk trash. Oh, man, Philly versus New York. I got 20,000 on New York. So Tony Drake like, you ain't said nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? I got Philly covered. Yeah. So now we waiting for them to come up. So like, we're gonna take it next door to the studio. Bam. So when we go next door to the studio, when we come in, we in the room right before you go in, the side door, like a little door open. J-Lo walk out. But this boy ain't by no Puff battle. So we like, J-Lo in this joint? Right? Puff, this how you doing it? Yeah. So we waiting. We wait for Mysonne to get there. Another door open up. I hear music coming out. So when that door opened up, Q-Don and Nard come out. We had no idea they from the crib. We had no idea they was up there working on Puff on some records. So now it's us, but now they from Philly too. So now, so Mysonne will come in 20 deep. 20 deep New York, nigga, that energy. Yeah, whatever, nigga. So Puff take us in the studio part. So the tall dude who had ice grilled me the day before, his name was Captain. They're like, Mysonne and Gil, y'all go at it. And you and Big Man, y'all go at it. So I'm like, cool. So we go in the booth. So Puff is the judge. Well, there was a couple guys that was the judge, and Puff was kind of like hyping it up. Yeah. So Gil would go, Mysonne would go. They tried to say it was a tie. I'm like, what? Gil go, he won. They go again, they get to Mysonne. I'm like, man, what y'all doing? What you trying to pull off? Puff like, man, I ain't the judge. Yeah. So they go, I think they was kind of tied up. And then Gil was like, then Puff was like, big man, you a big man. So me and the boys step up. So we go, they give me, we go again, they try to say it was a tie. I go again, I get 2. He go to rap again and start stumbling on his words. So when I jump in and whatnot, the Puff like, hold on, oh man, it's going down. He stopped the joint. He take the tape out, because this one they was recording on ADATs. He break the ADAT up. This will ruin some careers. I said, nigga, I don't know. Nigga, we went out.
You broke it up.
I promise you.
Oh my God.
I promise you.
Nah.
You know what I mean? And this is before video came. And but anyway, he pulled me and Gil to the side, and Tony's raping like, yo, man, I think y'all fire. Man, I want y'all to come up here and take a meeting, this, that, and the other. And after we left with Drake, we had a conversation. Ultimately, we didn't take the meeting. Drake was trying to do something different, but that was our New York experience with Diddy and Mysonne, the whole campus.
So the Diddy house was the name of the studio?
Daddy's house.
Because I was like, at first I was trying to figure that out.
Oh, yeah. The name of that studio is Daddy's house.